there, everybody. Today, we are going to learn something really interesting, which is how to edit an Adobe InDesign file using Affinity Publisher. And yes, it is doable. So that is super exciting. My name is Lynette Chandler from Thrive Anywhere, and what I'm going to do here today is going to edit one of our planner templates, or in this case, a journal template, using Affinity Publisher. And this file, most of our planner files, in fact, for a long time has been delivered in PowerPoint format and also Adobe InDesign. But Adobe InDesign is quite unreachable for a lot of people because of the cost. And even PowerPoint, if you're going for Office 360, there is a monthly fee. So one of the alternatives is to use Affinity Publisher, which is a one-time fee. It works on an old app licensing model where you pay one time and then you can use it forever pretty much. And if you want to update to the latest, if they have a new version, you may be able to get it for free depending on the version number or whatever they want to call it. But it's a pretty good deal. It's like $50 for the app. So not a bad deal at all. And you can use it for so many things while you build up your business, or while you get your business going. So this free template that I'm going to show you is called One Good Thing, One Line a Day Memory Book. And you can get it from my site. The link is pretty long, so I'm going to drop it below this video for you to go ahead and click and grab. But this is delivered in Adobe InDesign format and PowerPoint. And the nice thing is, so I'm going to show you here the files that you get when you go ahead and grab it. Again, it's free, so there's no cost involved. And what you see in here is the PowerPoint, the PDFs. The PDFs are really good if you just want to print them off and use it yourself. You don't really want to sell it. You don't really want to edit. You just want to use it for yourself. So go ahead and drop that PDF and just open it and print. And then we have these InDesign files here. The IDML and the INDD are InDesign. And you will notice that there are two different files for each size here. Now, Affinity Publisher cannot open the INDD files, which are the newer Adobe InDesign files. So we design all our planners in Adobe InDesign simply because we are most familiar with it, and we think that it is pretty much industry standard, and that's why we go with it. But on the other hand, we also create the IDML versions, which is useful for those who are using Adobe InDesign, a really early copy, the older versions, or if you are using Affinity Publisher. And that's the nice thing about it, is Affinity Publisher can open the IDML. So we have tried to make a conscious effort to deliver our files in the IDML format. So what I've done is I have copied them over here. So I have a copy as a backup. And I've also copied the links folder over here. The links folder include the patterns and the images that are included in the planner. And I've also gone ahead and copied an image of a pattern that I want to replace it with, basically. So, and over here you also see a copy of what is called the Affinity Publisher, and you will see a little screenshot of how I've changed it. But I'm not going to show you how to edit it. I'm going to show you how to edit from scratch, because we're learning together, right? So, and that was only me just trying things out. So the first thing I want to do is open it with, instead of InDesign, it's Affinity Publisher. Now if you don't have InDesign, of course, it's going to give you just one option to open it. I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm probably going to move my camera differently, and I'm going to All right, now you should be able to see my face in the background as we work here. And I might just opacity just a little bit here. Maybe not. Okay, I'm going to pause it because I think it might be a little distracting for now unless I have something that I need to share with you. All right, so this is the template that you get when you download it. And when you open it in Affinity Publisher, you will see that there are two master pages, one master page up here and one master page up here, which technically should be applied down here, but for whatever reason, Affinity doesn't pull it up immediately, but that's fine. We're not going to worry about that because we are going to be editing the master pages. But the first thing I always tackle usually is the cover, because that, for me, the cover sets the tone for everything. So I usually start with my cover, or at least a color palette. And usually because covers are patterns, they will have a color palette, and I work from there. All right, the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this background here, and I want to replace it with my own. And what I'll do is I'm going to click on this picture frame tool here on the side. I'll click on that, and I'm going to draw over this, and it's nice that it snaps into place. And then I'm going to click this replace image to put an image in there. And over here, okay, this was the folder that you were looking at. Under the links folder I was looking at, I had this pattern that I purchased, and I want to use this pattern. I'll just click that. And then now the image is dropped right onto the page for me. Now what happens is you will see, okay, I also have a layers panel here on the side. You see that there are a couple layers, and the picture layer is on the top, so it has covered my text. So I want to move this all the way down here. Okay, now it's looking better. And I want to change the background of this. So when I click on this over here to the right hand side under all these different sections here, I have color swatches, I have color, I have swatches, I have text frame. So this happens to be a text frame that has a background color. So I want to change it, and what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to use the I'm going to use this, and I'm going to try different colors. I think I'm going to go with that. Okay, and let's see here. All right, and I click it again and it applies. The other nice thing I also discovered is this, and I have to remember if I have to find out if I remember where it goes. So let's say you have an image, or maybe you have a couple pages in your document that you have put into Affinity Publisher, or you can even start with just adding a picture inside your document. And then you can go to, I believe it is swatches over here. And there is an option here for you to create a whole color scheme. Let me see if I can remember where that went. All right, let's see here. I think it is over here. So this little like hamburger icon here, and you have to be in the swatches tab here to be able to see this. And then it has these options here: create palette from document, as in the whole entire document that you have, or create palette from image. So I have this image selected. I don't really want to create a palette from the entire document because my document still has, if you look at it, still has the old design here, which is the one that the template is given to me. So I really don't want to pull in those old colors. So let's see here. Let's select that again, and I'm in the swatches panel, and then let's do create palette from image. maybe it'll ask me to, oh, okay, it's select image. So creating a palette from the document is a whole lot easier because that was the first time I did it and it was like instant because it's got everything in there. But now all I need to do is just select the image that I want, and I'm going to click open, and instantly it's given me that. Number of colors, fine, I think that's fine. Location, I just want to leave this palette in this document itself, meaning it won't travel with me to other documents. But if you think you want to use this palette over and over in other documents, maybe it's a good thing to save it as either a system or an application in a location. I'm not sure what the difference is, both of this right now, since I'm still pretty new to this feature. So I guess you try it out, right? For right now, I'm just going to keep the palette in this document, and I'm going to click create. So now instantly you will see under the swatches tab, I have these nice little palettes here which I can choose from. Now evidently this really light color, I don't really think it's in the palette at all, but because I have selected it before, it shows up in the recent here. But I'm going to move it, click and drag it all the way down here to see whether it will apply it or not. Okay, no, it won't. So how do we get this palette to apply? Maybe I can do it, add to swatches from fill. So what I did here is that I've selected the text, okay, just to make sure I'm selecting the right one. I've selected it and I've right clicked on this, and I will say add to swatches from fill because the fill is in there, is the background. Does it show? Funny, it's like it's going to, maybe I don't want from fill, add to, oh, I know why. Add from, okay, I know why. It's because I have the gray selected as fill earlier. So let me select that color and see if I can do it again. I know it's like changed my add from fill. Okay, now it goes there. So let me see if I can delete this color. Okay, there we go. So now I've got it over there, the light blue that I wanted, because somehow or another it just did not grab that. I guess if I chose more than 5 colors, it would have given me more options to save in the swatches. So I want to do the same thing. I want to do the same thing to that background here. I don't want it to be pink. Whoops. Undo, Control Z or Command Z. What's happened here is that I have filled, when I click on that, it actually changes the text color, because remember earlier I forgot I switched to text frame before I changed the color, right? So now fill, swatches, and that. So that's the text frame, not the text. Now I think the text can stay as that gray color. I think that's fine. And I kind of like this. So now I'm going to move to the master pages. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to change, maybe I'll just move this layers panel, and I'll probably move this. I don't know if I can just put this somewhere else. This table, yeah, let's just put it there for now. I'm going to put this layers panel over here so I can see everything clearly. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click replace image and select that pattern again. Okay, what just happened? So it's not, oh, maybe because it's like to the sizing, maybe that did not show up. Why did it not? Oh, there we go. I kept like double clicking it, so I guess that must center the image, because probably what happened is that the other image I had to reposition it quite a bit, and when I double clicked on this icon here, it just centered it, or at least I think that's what happened. Okay, great. And I guess if I want to, I can like minimize here, but I don't want to because my image is not large enough. But what I can do is, if I want it, I can hold and drag, and then it will give me that background image as and grayed out a little bit transparent, so I can see where everything is placed. I think that's fine just to get things going here. Now, what I want to do is I want to change these two as well, because these two are the same. I'm going to select both of them, and they all happen to be a stroke color. So I click on stroke over here and I switch to swatches. Because they are lines, and lines usually, if you choose a really light color to match the other colors that I had before, lines usually present themselves really faded. So I'm going to choose something darker. Maybe that one, not too much darker, I'm thinking. Okay. And then I am going to do these tables. This is when I'm going to pull my tables back up here so you can see it clearly. Okay, so it tells me here that this table is using this table style. I don't know why it named it as OLAD, but it's just something that it brought in from IDML. You can rename it if you want to, so we just double click it and rename it maybe alternate blue. All right, so one of the best things that I've learned to do when I'm editing someone else's template, basically, especially when I'm not familiar with how everything is set up, is just usually start fresh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these cell formats here. And if you don't know how all these cell formats work, you might want to check out my other video. I'll probably drop a link down below as well, about how I create lines in Affinity Designer really quickly. And one of those in that video, I also show you how to go through alternating lines, which would be helpful here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these two styles, and you will instantly know, actually you will instantly see, I'm going to select that as well, click apply to selection. I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to delete that one. Oh, actually that did not show up. So, okay. So now what happens is we have this, if I go ahead and apply, okay, it hasn't applied yet, that's fine. But if you see this little icon here, it's showing that the first line, and then we have these two lines here. So let's fear not. Let's go ahead and continue doing what we're doing. So to recreate this in blue, let me check. Just want you to see here, and I'm gonna show you like that. You see, in these alternating lines, I have a darker color on the top and at the bottom to separate them, to give a clear definition, and then I have a light pale background in this column. So over here in the table format, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to reset everything, and when I reset everything, it really shows up here. Okay, and and what I'm going to do is, no, in fact, I'm not going to select it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate the shaded background. And what I'm going to do is select that, and then I'm going to select a fill swatch, and I'm going to go for this light blue that we had earlier, and you will see that it had shown up in there. But maybe that light blue is still a little too dark. I don't know. Maybe I want to change it to something lighter. Okay. I will do that. And then on the top and bottom outside horizontal, I'm going to select a darker color, like a, well, not this dark, but I'm going to go for this one, just a little lighter. Or you know what, I'm going to go for that really light one. So I've got super light and the light, and then I'm going to select a style, and I'm going to do maybe 8 point, and I think that's like the smallest that it can be. Okay, and vertical alignment, I'm going to just keep everything center, and then okay. Now that hasn't turned up yet, so that's okay for right now. Let's see, maybe the pink is somewhere else, and that's okay. And then the next style I want is white, but with top and bottom, okay, blue. So this one I'm going to choose, in fact, I'm just going to go all the way down here, okay, white, and then in the lines, swatches, recent, no, that was not the recent color. I did not add the other color to, no, in fact, you know what? Yep, that is correct. I want the light one over here, not the super light. And then I'm going to do this and change it to 0.8 as well. I'll keep the vertical alignment as that. And table style, no style. Okay, it's fine. And what I'm going to do is, let's click this. Everything seems to look okay right now, even though it's showing me over here. So I need to learn more about how this image here, this little, how do you call that? I'm at a loss for words. How this thing works, basically, how this editor here works. But when I figure that out, I'm going to do a new video. So I'm going to click OK for right now, because everything looks okay, but the lines are not showing up yet. So what I found is I'm going to select that, and then I right click on the styles, and that's my little timer. And I'm just going to put apply alternate blue and override local, and let's see what happens. Ah, okay, there we go. So now what happened is these two bottom lines are blue, which I don't want. I want this last one to be, and what happens is this column here is also blue, which I don't want. I want all this column to be white like it was before. Of course, if you like it like that, you can keep it like that. So what I'm going to do here instead is I'm going to select this, and I'm going to make it none 2, or rather, you know what, I'm just going to rename this to white, and then none 1, I'm going to rename it to blue. Okay, and that those two is white, that's great, that's blue, and somehow or another I just undid what I did just now. And then over here on the first column, I'm going to put everything as white. Ta-da! And okay. Yay! That worked. Except for, if you notice something here, what happened is that in the original design, this side, okay, does not have a line. And if I don't want that line, I may have to change it. So let me do that again. Let me double click and open that. For the blue, not outside, not top, maybe outside horizontal. I kept it as that, but outside, maybe I'm just gonna, it has no colors there, so I'm not sure why that is showing up as because if I go through all of that, it doesn't have it. It's just showing me all that. That's blue, that's blue, that's blue. And that should be fine, but that should be nothing, nothing, nothing. So that is a bit of a puzzler here, isn't it? Maybe it came from the white border. Ah, there we see. The white, I have set the border, so I don't want it to be the border. The border, I don't want a color at all. So I'm going to click that none. Instead, I want it to be top and bottom. So top and bottom, click that blue and 8. Okay. So, but this side doesn't have the top and bottom in the white as well. So what's going on here? Let's check it again. White. Maybe I should put it, no, all this is correct. Let's see if I can just reset it with apply alternate override. And that didn't work either. Okay, let me double click that and select that. That is set as white, which is kind of strange, isn't it? No border here, but I want bottom to be that. Apply to selection, maybe top to be that. Here. Oh, maybe select, 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 select. Okay, and the top is also that blue. That is very strange why it's not showing up as blue over here. Maybe I have to create a different color for the side here. Okay, let's try that. Let's leave, you know, instead the lines, because they already have blue on there. So the white, I'm going to change it to all of it, just nothing. I'm going to, nope. So I'm just going to make sure. Okay, so all of it, no color. And then I'm going to create a new one, format 3 for the left column. And then I'm going to select those and set it as left column. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the fill here to white. Better go to white. And then I'm going to change the border. Top, bottom. See, that is already selected. I don't know why it's, oh, could it be? Nope. Set. So what if I reset the entire thing? And let's start here. Let's make all the horizontals. Select a different color. That's not coming. Oh, hang on. I need to set a size. Oh, okay, there we go. So after resetting a few things, it just seemed to like pop in. So I'm going to select the actual color that I want, which is that, to match it. And you know, whether I want it to fill as white or not, it really doesn't matter, but I'm just going to do it for and I'm going to keep that vertical alignment as that. And okay, so now I already have that all changed. The colors just changed, and I've already set the style. That everything should be easy. So now I'm going to click over here, Apologize, my cat, he's really noisy. And then I'm just gonna right click on here. Again, I made sure I select this table, right click on here and click apply alternate blue override local. And then instantly, so it took us a little bit of time to get the style right, but once we got it right, everything else became easy. Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, do I really want that month to be that dark? Maybe not. So I'm going to change these two stroke colors again and set that, I think it was here. Stroke colors, going back to swatches, and let's choose a little lighter one. Or maybe I should go, nope, I think I like that. Okay, that works, and that works. So we're done with the first master, and the second master we're going to do the same thing. Now I'm probably going to create a new style for this actually, because this doesn't have any background, but let's take a look at the original file. I am going to, over here, I'm going to open up, I'm going to open up the PDF. I'll move that away. Let's take a look at the original file. So there's two. So yes, actually the original file has those as well, but it is, it doesn't have white on the side. So I think the best thing to do is really to create a new style. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new table style. Let's see here, table style. Create new format. I wish you could like copy from the previous one. Yep, let me see here. Delete format one. Let's see if we can do a copy. Oh, I can't really copy that. That's just too bad. So I'm going to do create new format. And I'm going to apply format one override local here. So now you see that, it's a really ugly design. That's fine. So we're going to do master 2. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to first create the first line, which is blue like before, and I'm going to select swatch. Actually, you know what? Let me go back to that and let me grab this color. Yep. And now that I have this color, how do I create that? Maybe I can just create from fill, add swatches from fill. Yep. Let's see, create color chord. Okay, close. Now let's see if I can do add to swatches from fill. That didn't do it either. It'd be interesting to figure out how to add, oh, there it is. What is that icon? Add current fill to palette. Okay, that works. Now we know, right? Okay, next we go ahead and do this. All right, and then we're going back to master 2. We're going to do the blue, and this time the fill will be easier since I'm going to do that blue. Now everything is there. We're not going to worry about that right now. And then border, we are going to select no color and no border for everything. Let's just reset everything. And then we're going to work on all horizontal and we're going to set it to 0.8, and then we're going to check the swatches and make that a super light. No, not super light, it's just the light one. Okay, so that's the same. Keep the vertical alignment there, and then we're going to create white. Okay, and then this one, we're just gonna reset everything so that we don't have to do the lines, and then we're just gonna set the color background to white. And now I can select all of this and set that to white. Oh, that's not white. Yeah, that's white. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now we have this one. It's not really true alternate. So where did we go wrong here? I think maybe that's set as blue. No, I want to set that as blue. Oh, I think the last time we did was I moved this down here. Yep, and there we go. So that works. Perfect. So now we have these left, and the good thing is I can actually select all of them, and I believe probably the easier way to do is just click all of it in the layer tab over here, and it also selected these other ones here. So when I do that and I click on the rectangle tool, let's see, that did not work. Okay, not going where I wanted to. I guess probably because I selected everything else. So I'm going to try this again. I'm going to select that. Now it's selected my table. I don't want the table. No. I'll select all that and then go to my rectangle tool. That did not show up either. Maybe it's showing up as a different. Oh, maybe it's not in the rectangle. Maybe it's the text frame. It sure is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these again, all of these pill designs, click that, click swatches, click blue. Not sure, should I do it really dark? Yeah, then we're going to change the color of the text. So the color of the text, I'll go back to swatches and I'm going to click white. So a little different. I wonder though, like in InDesign, I can create text or text frame styles. So if I just like the table styles, I can create the style once and then apply it to every single one without having to do it the same way. So I wonder if there is an option to do that in Publisher. I'm sure there must be, but right now I'm not finding it. So I'm gonna figure that out, and we're gonna learn how, and I'm gonna learn how to do it, and I'm gonna share it with you. But for right now, since we're kind of on a roll, so I'm gonna go and do that. Oh no, text white and text frame change swatches. I wish it would just stay permanent. I'm going to do the same thing for these. Whoa! What did I do? Okay. Thankfully, that did not move it. And I'm going to select that. Again, change the text frame to the dark blue, green, or whatever you want to call it. And then the swatches to white. That will be. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to change the text to white and the text frame to that color. Okay, and then now I am going to replace this image with that gentle. Of course, you know, you could use the salmon-y color or the pink color as well if you don't prefer the teal. I just kind of like that one better, the blue-green. So once again, I double clicked on that and it just centered my image here, and if I want to you know, play around with it some, I can. If I want to change it slightly, I can. I don't know, I think I kind of like it there. Okay. And forgot to apply this. Again, I want to apply and override local just to make sure that, you know, I'm not carrying other styles from the template. And that seems to work. And that's it. So now, for whatever reason, it's not showing up everything here. So let's see if I can reapply the master. Maybe I'm going to clear masters and I'm going to apply master again from, and I want the A master here. Oh, that just selected. Again, I'm going to apply master. I'm going to apply A master to, actually just now I should have set current spread, then it would have done both pages. There we go. And then over here, these two pages, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select both pages and clear master, and then select both pages again and apply master. I do a right click, by the way, just so you know. And this time I'm going to apply B master, apply the current spread. Spread means 2 pages. And then I'm going to replace existing content. I guess I didn't have to clear it. I could just set clear from here and then click OK. Now I've got both of them down here. And then I am ready to create export as a PDF, all spreads, export, and I'm just going to save it back into where I had it before. In fact, let me find my recent folder here, editing IDML, and this I'm going to change it to teal so that I know what it looks like. So I know that that is the edited one. And now I can save this. Actually, I should have been saving all this time, but I can save it back in here as an Affinity Publisher file, so I don't need to, now that I've got everything set up in Publisher, I don't want to go back and re-edit the IDML file. You know, I just keep everything in Affinity. Now let me pull up that this, and let's open up this PDF and admire our work. Nice. Okay, so I evidently, when I exported, I told it to export as spreads. What I should have done is I should have exported it as pages. So let's learn how to do that. There must be a way. When I export it, file, export, and I say export PDF for printing, preview area, all spreads, pages, PDF for print, maybe not print, I don't know, press ready. Okay, it does not give me the option, which is really strange because it should give me an option to, but I'll find out. Evidently I'm not, it's not right here where I think it should be. It's probably somewhere else. Maybe maybe it's under spread setup, current spread, print, page, serif dimension, all spreads, scaling, margins, selected spread. Okay, or maybe it's a document setup, layout, facing. So maybe the way Affinity works is that you can, like for InDesign, you can view the document as a spread on your computer, and when you export, you can export them as individual pages. But maybe in InDesign you have to do it once, you know, you can only view and export it as one type. Well, let's try it. Let's try and see. Arrange horizontally. We don't want facing pages. Color. Okay. Okay. So now, when I did that, it kind of moved everything. So we probably have to reapply our masters again. Oh, well, that's okay. I'm jumping ahead here. So let's just do this without, I know it's kind of messed up right now. Let's do this. Let's do PDF and export. And I'm going to do test here. Not text, it's test. And save. And now let me reopen that. This test. So it is true. Okay, so herein lies the problem. So evidently, if I want to design in Affinity Publisher, I must set up everything ahead of time. So I cannot view the document as a spread and then print it as individual pages. I have to make my decision upfront, because whatever I see is whatever is going to come out in the PDF. So what happens here, because our template is a spread, and therefore, as you see here, the page is here, but this is here like off screen. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to the master pages, and I'm going to go back to this other A master, and I'm going to grab all this. Let's see if I can reduce it. Reduce my okay, I'm going to try to grab all of this. Okay, I'm going to Command X. Oh, you know what, let's just undo that. Command copy or Control copy first, because I don't want to lose my design. I worked so hard for it. And I'm going to go back, double click on this master, and I'm going to see here, let me right click. Does it have a paste? Okay, it doesn't have a paste in place, but that's fine. I'm just going to paste it, and it is right where it's supposed to be. Perfect, great. So it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. So now that I've pasted it properly, I am going to delete that, and I'm going to go down to that other master and then grab this as well. And you can see here as I'm working, this fills in itself because the master is there. It's filled in. So now that I know what happens, I'm going to Command X, which is Command Cut, and I'm going to paste it right here. And everything is where it's supposed to be. Perfect. So now everything is the way it is. Great. And now I can export it as PDF. All pages export. I'm going to overwrite that teal copy and replace it. And now let's pop it up. Whoops, not that one. Let's pop up my Pathfinder, and I'm going to delete this test, and I'm going to open up this teal. Ta-da! How beautiful is that? Yay, we did it. And now it looks like a completely new planner. It looks like a completely new journal, and you can just duplicate the copies of these pages, you know, over and over, and you can actually create a whole, like, I don't know, a whole year's journal right here. All you need to do is just keep duplicating the A and B master. In fact, you can even like add a page between these, you know, between these two pages. At the first, I might add maybe a monthly calendar, I don't know, or if you're doing a Christian journal, maybe a devotional, maybe some other type of content, maybe a different, I don't know, I might separate out every month. I may put something in front of the tracker pages or in front of the journal pages. So that's an idea for you. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. We did learn a lot, didn't we? I mean, I'm, again, you know, this is learn with me. It's not learn from me, although I'm sure you're learning from me as well. But this learn with me, mistakes, all that, I'm not editing them out. They're all there for you to see. And I hope you don't make the same mistakes as I do. And I'm going to try to zoom in because I know the screen is really small. And in Affinity, all these images, all these icons and everything just seem really tiny to me. I'm not sure how to make them larger. And if I know how to do it, I'll make another video and we'll learn together. Thank you once again. And again, if you want to grab this template so that you can learn with me, Affinity with me, you find the link below this video along with the link to Affinity Publisher and anything else that I can think of that might be useful for you to do this. All right. Again, thank you for watching. Come say hi to me and drop a note and hit the bell button to subscribe and so that you'll be notified next time we have any new tutorials or new videos for you. And it will also help us grow and help others learn Affinity Publisher as well. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a good day.